Now the second and third part are very easy. Let's go to Start, Mechanical Design, Part Design. This part is going to be named Part 2. So I change this to Part 2 and hit OK. Select XY plane, go to Sketch Environment and draw two circles. The first circle is going to be about 200 millimeters in radius, so let's select radius. That is easy to type it. And there is another circle here, concentric with the first circle, and its radius is gonna be 60 millimeters. So I type in 60 here. Exit my workbench and add padding in two directions. So I select mirror extents and select 50 millimeters. Hit OK. Now I want to go to Insert, Dress Up Features and select Edge Fillet. 5 millimeters of edge fillet for this edge and this edge. So I click on OK and that's it. I go and save this as Part 2. And let's go to Part 3. I go to Part Design and select this and rename it to Part 3. Here it is a little easy trick to create this one. So let's go to, for example, YZ plane, XY plane, it doesn't matter which one. I select YZ plane and go to Sketch Environment. Here I want to draw two circles again. They are concentric. The first circle is about 60 millimeters in radius. So I select 60. The second one is going to be about, for example, 80 millimeters. Let's draw the second circle and make it about 80 millimeters. And exiting my workbench again, I go to Insert menu, Sketch Base Feature, and select Multi-Pad from here. The inner one, let's select the inner one, and it is going to be about 190 millimeters. And the outer one is going to be 90 millimeters. So click on OK. This is created for me. I want to go to Transformation Features, select the circular pattern. I want to have instance and angular spacing, 4 instances and 90 degrees. The current solid is selected. I just need to have an axis. I guess y-axis. Okay, you can see that. But click on Preview. This is created nicely for me. Okay, let's zoom out and see what it is going to be look like. Let's have some. Let's go to Dress Up Feature and say add some edge fillet to this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. And click on OK. And now I need to save this as Part 3. Now I need to go to Assembly Design Environment and start assembling and putting them together. So I go to Product, select Insert, select New Existing Components, and select all these three. And I want to have more instances of Part 1 and 2 later, but let's go and work with these for the moment. I select Manipulate. I want to move this here and move this one here. Clicking on OK. This one should be fixed, so I go and select Fix from here and click on this one. You can see this anchor here. Now I want to put this pin inside this hole here. So the first thing I want to do is add a coincidence. The first thing, let's rotate this. This is going to be easier. Of course, I don't need to. Let's go select coincidence first and select this axis and select this axis. Now these two have coincidence to each other. The next thing I want to do is a little interesting one. So let's go and select contact. I want to have contact between this face and this face. And now by clicking on this, something interesting happens. You can see that I cannot have surface contact. I can only have line contact, and that line is going to be the line around this handle. And I need to make sure that the orientation is external. So I select external. And you can see that the arrow changes to outside, and I can select these two and can see that I can have it connected or reconnected. So I click on OK and press Ctrl U to see the result. You can see that this is not in the correct position. I need to select Edit, Move, select Manipulate, and you can see that it has not selected. I guess let's rotate this along, for example, y-axis. And this is the reason. Let's move it up a little using the z-axis. And now clicking on OK. Again, press Ctrl U. Now you can see that it goes to its correct place. I didn't change the constraints. I only had to press Ctrl U once. Okay. The next thing is to add this crosspin and put it here. First of all, I go to select coincidence, select the axis of this, and select the axis of this. Now you can see that it is in the right place. Now I need another contact constraint. I select contact, I select this inner face, and select this face. You can see that if I cannot grab it easily I can go and select it here. Now I press Ctrl U. Now you can see that it is in its right place. Okay, I want to rotate it. So I go and click on Move, Manipulate, and I want it to rotate along one of the axes. So I select this axis, and I want this axis of this body, and now you can see that it is rotating nicely. Again, I can press Ctrl U to make sure that everything is consistent. Let's rotate it a little bit, and I want to add another instance of this one. So I go and select Instance, Existing Component, click on Product 1, and Part 1 and 2 are going to be selected again, so I click on Open. And you can see that these are, let's see where they are. I need to manipulate them, so I select Move, select Manipulate, and by moving let's select y-axis, you can see that this is part 1. I don't want to move part 1. I just want to make sure that the other instance is selected. Here you can see that this is the new part, and you can see that the fixed anchor is in its right place. And I want to grab the other instance of part 1. That's it. Here. I have it right now. Let's move it up a little like this, and I want to put this together with this one. So I click on OK. Go and add a coincidence again. Select the axis of this one and axis of this hole that I have created. And again, I need another contact constraint, so I go select contact between the inner face of this and the face here. And again, if it is hard to select it, you can zoom in. Pressing Ctrl U, you can see that this is in its right place. Now, the only thing that remains is this. So let's pan down a little, select coincidence, select the axis of this hole, select the axis of this arm, and again another contact. I want to have this face and this face, and you can see again that I have plane and cylinder, and it is going to be external. I click on OK, I press Ctrl U. I can see that it is not in its right place. I need to edit it, move it up, and rotate it. So I select rotation along y-axis, for example. No, it is not good. Let's select rotation along x-axis. So I move it down, click on OK, and I need to move it up again. So again, I select manipulate, And this time I select Z-axis and move it up like this, and press Ctrl U once again. Now you can see that it is in its right place. Okay. Now the next thing is to have an explode view of what I have right here. Now in next part I want to show you how you can create explode view of your assembly.